Hello students, welcome back. Let us prepare ourselves for grade 11. So this course is exclusively for those students who have completed their CBSE grade 10. Let's learn ahead. The first topic that we learn today is cell biology. Under that, one small video you will be watching from which you will learn all the basics of cell biology. First and foremost, you should know what are life processes. As you all know, biology is a study of living. Bio is living. So, we should know what is meant by life processes. The living beings, how do you distinguish them from a non-living thing is what makes life processes. So, what are life processes? They are the basic functions performed by living organisms. So, when you look at anything, if it does all these things that are listed below, then you call that particular thing as a living thing. What are they? Movement, respiration, sensitivity. What is sensitivity? Whenever there is a external stimuli, is the organism able to respond to it? That is called a sensitivity. Growth, does the thing grow? Then reproduction, obviously. Excretion, that is removal of nitrogenous waste. Nutrition, that is it able to take in something as food? So these are called as life processes. So as you go into grade 11 biology, the first chapter will itself cover these things. So you should know the basic of it. Obviously at a grade 11, you will be learning at a higher level, but the basic you should know now. Coming to cell, which is a basic unit of all bio or all life. So what is a cell? Any organism, if you call that as a living organism, it should be made up of a cell. So they are the building blocks of life. It is always important to know that organism can be made up of either one cell or many cell. If it's made up of one cell, you call that as unicellular. If it is made up of many cells, you call it as multicellular. So the three statements that I have given here are the postulates of the cell theory, which you have already learned. Now coming to cell, what are the types of cell? This is very important. Children, as you look at this cell and this cell, what is the striking difference that you see other than the flagella, of course? What is the striking difference? You can see that in this case, that is a prokaryotic cell, there is no nucleus present. The genetic material is just haphazardly thrown in, right? But at the same time, in a eukaryotic cell, where U meaning true, karyon is a nucleus. So in a eukaryotic cell, there is a particular well-defined nucleus, right? So what is the major difference between a prokaryotic cell and a eukaryotic cell? You should know. One, that is the prokaryotic cell, primitive nucleotic. Okay, primitive nucleus. It doesn't have a nucleus at all. Instead, it has just the genetic material. Eukaryotic cell, on the other hand, has a well-defined nucleus. Also, when you compare, you can see that many of the cell organelles are not here in prokaryotic cell. Many of them. What are cell organelles? The tiny organ kind of subunits that fill up the cell are called as organelles. For example, which all can we take? We can take ribosomes, we can take mitochondria, we can take lysosomes, we can take endoplasmic reticulum. All these are the organelles, correct? Now, in a eukaryotic cell, almost everything that we discussed are present, but in a prokaryotic cell, you will only see ribosomes, right? Everything else will not be present. So those are the basic differences between a prokaryotic cell and a eukaryotic cell. Now, where do you find a prokaryotic cell? Prokaryotic cell is nothing but bacteria. Okay. And eukaryotic cell are all plant cells and all animal cells. Yeah. Have a look at the differences between plant cell and an animal cell. What are the striking differences? You can easily make out that animal cell has plasma membrane but no cell wall. There is no cell wall, right? Plasma membrane is here, no cell wall. But at the same time, plant cell has plasma membrane also and cell wall also. First thing. Second thing, in the animal cell, nucleus is at the center. Here in the plant cell, nucleus is towards the side. What is the reason? Because there is a large vacuole. So the second difference is large vacuole in plant cell, but in animal cell there is no large vacuole. Right? Now, any other thing that you can think of? Obviously, right? Chloroplast, the one that makes plant cell able to make its own food. What is that? Chloroplast. Here, chloroplast. But in case of animal cell, it is absent. Then there is something called a centriole, which is present in animal but is not present in plant. The significance of this you will learn when you learn about something called a cell division in the further classes. As of now, let's move on to the next part. Now, the major thing that you will learn in grade 11 is how are organisms classified, and for that it is very important to know the 5 kingdom classification. What does that mean? It means that all the organisms of the world can be put into 5 different kingdoms or 5 different categories. What are the names of the kingdoms or categories? First, we'll start with Monera or Monerans, bacteria. So what kind of cells are they? Prokaryotic cell, right? We just learned it. Second is Protista. Mostly your algae come under that. Third is Mycota or fungi. Fourth and fifth are plant and animal kingdoms respectively. So in your grade 11, you will learn in depth about each of them, for which we can wait, right? So that's all for today. We'll learn about the next part in the upcoming videos.